Time now for sports on 104.7 The Cave. Here's Ned Reynolds.
Mike, the intern, Ned Reynolds, back in the studio on a Thursday morning. So a lot of new happening over at Missouri State University, new conference, and of course, new year, new students, and a new AD. Have you got a chance to meet him yet?
Not to mention the new president. Yes, I have met the new AD, and he will be officially presented tomorrow morning, Friday morning, at a special event over on the college campus, and they have it in one of the theaters that they have over there. His name is Patrick Ransdell, very personable guy, probably, I'm going to guess, in his early to mid-40s, and a former student and baseball player at Western Kentucky. But most recently, he has been the athletic director at associate athletic director at Appalachian State in Boone, North Carolina. He was in charge of fundraising and generating revenue from and producing revenue-making incentives and so forth. Very sharp guy, greets people very well, big smile, warm handshake, which has not necessarily been evident there, but anyway, he greets folks, and that is a key. Most of his career has been spent in southeastern United States. Been with Central Florida. He was with several other colleges there in fundraising positions. I think this is a really good hire. He knows fully well it's a daunting task because the Bears are moving to a D1 or FBS situation, but so did Appalachian State when he was there. They were in that process. Actually, I think they'd already gotten there, but he was able to generate a lot of funds for them in Boone, North Carolina, which is in the mountains, folks. It is not a major metropolitan area like we are here in Springfield. This will be interesting, and I'm very anxious for him to get underway.
Yeah, it'd be nice to see some new blood in that college. Speaking of which, we got some football happening tonight, don't we?
This is the first night of a big weekend, really the official first week of college football. Missouri plays tonight. The Missouri Tigers opened up against Murray State from the Missouri Valley Conference. Murray State not expected to be among the title contenders this year, but they do open with the Tigers. Arkansas opens up tonight against Arkansas Pine Bluff, and that game will be down in Little Rock. Kansas opens up tonight. They are playing Lindenwood from St. Louis. Lindenwood is the Bears' opening home match on September the 14th. Lindenwood is a recent addition to D1 circles. They're building their program and coming along. They're trying to do it rapidly, so we'll find out. The one that really has me fascinated is out in Boulder, Colorado at Folsom Field, home of the Colorado Buffalo, home of Mr. Deion Sanders. It's his latest stop in football. His Colorado Golden Buffs are taking on North Dakota State from the Missouri Valley Conference. North Dakota State, folks, has won many, many, many national championships in Division I AA. They're in our league. The Bears see them many times. We'll see them this year. They're really, really good. Carson Wentz is a North Dakota State product, and there are many others who have made it into the NFL. How will they shape up with Colorado? Anxious to see. Colorado is an early 8.5-point favorite in this game, which doesn't sound like very much, and probably shouldn't be because North Dakota State's tough. Illinois opens with Eastern Illinois, and a big game, North Carolina, Minnesota. That's the ACC against the Big Ten, and that will be very interesting. That's just Thursday night. There are games tomorrow night, and then Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. No pro football going on this weekend.
Last but not least, we've got some golf happening down south. You think these guys going to get a big basket of peaches if they win that purse too?
I'll get more than that. And it'll be at the East Lake Country Club in Atlanta, where they always play the final round of the PGA FedEx playoffs. It's we've talked about it, of course, often on this show. It's a 3-tournament playoff at the end of the year with only the top winners on the Pro Tour. Every pro tournament, the players get points for participating, and these are the top point getters. Started with 70. This final tournament, it's the top 30 players, and as you might expect, it's the big names, Scotty Scheffler and Xander Schauffele. They're the last ones to tee off today at 1. Competition begins around 10:15, 10:20 this morning in Atlanta at East Lake, and the winner on Sunday pockets $25 million. That's the winner. That's not the purse, folks. The purse is huge. The winner gets $25 million, and that's the biggest prize in golf.
Yeah, and if a guy like Scotty gets it, He's going to make almost $60 million this year.
That's exactly
golf.
right.
Man, what a dude. The Royals were this close to sweeping that series and being in first place, but they let that lead get away from them.
I thought they had it swept.
I really did too.
At 5-2 in this ball game, late in the ball game, but don't sell the Guardians short. They're still a very good baseball team and came back to win it by a score of 7-5 over the Royals and knocked the Royals out of first place. Now, the Royals didn't have first by themselves. They were tied with Cleveland. So, indeed, the Royals are now in second place, but that, I think I'm going to call it a temporary hiccup. Because they have a very tough schedule of games coming up. Very tough for the next week and a half. And this is probably what's going to make or break Kansas City. I think they're going to be in as a wild card. But as a champion, very much undecided. Tonight, the Royals play at Houston. And the Houston Astros are the leaders in the American League West and have played dynamite baseball. Then Kansas City comes back home. They get the Cleveland Guardians again coming in. And you know the Guardians will not be very happy about what happened to them at their home, so they're going to try to pay the Royals back. Then the Royals go to Yankee Stadium, take on the New York Yankees. This is a long, long way to go, but it's going to be a very interesting one. We'll see what Kansas City is made of, and I think it's pretty good stuff.
And it starts with Houston, and hopefully they can gain some ground against those guys. We'll see it, but you know what? I got to give them props. Like I said, in July they were 9 games back. Now they're where they are, so it's been a lot of fun to watch. What about those Cardinals?
Cardinals came from behind and won last night, and now they had a 3-2 lead over the San Diego Padres, and the Padres tied it up on a home run in the 8th inning, 3-3 going into the last of the 9th inning. This is interesting because this is not the way the Cardinals have won in the past. First two batters are out. I mean, you're just concentrating on the final one, and the Padres gave up 3 straight hits, including a shot by Nolan Arenado that drove in the winning run, and the Cardinals win by a score of 4-3. You can't lose games like that, and Mike Schilt knows that. They will play again this afternoon, and you know it's going to be a very warm afternoon in St. Louis. The Cardinals and Padres will complete that series, and then the Cardinals go to Yankee Stadium in New York to play this weekend. Springfield Cardinals got a win, nudged the Wichita Wind Surge 2-1. Springfield Cardinals are on their way to the playoffs, folks.
It's awesome to see it, and good luck to those guys. Any big surprises so far in the U.S. Open, Ned?
I think the biggest one was Barbara Krejcikova. She is the reigning Wimbledon champion. She got knocked out in the second round of the competition. That was probably the biggest. The crowd there last night was huge because they were there to see Novak Djokovic on the court, and he was playing Laslo Djere, who is a fellow Serbian countryman of Novak. As a matter of fact, Novak is one of Laslo's heroes. Anyway, a very, very good match was developing, although Djokovic, who wasn't playing his greatest, did have a 2-0 lead. In the third set, Djere suffered an abdominal muscle injury and had to quit. So much for that. It's, I guess, a partial turnover or walkover is what they call it in tennis. And Novak Djokovic got a little extra time to rest and get set for his next match. He's still a pretty good player, folks, in every respect. Competition continues today. All wraps up next weekend. Not this coming, but next weekend on the courts at Flushing Meadow, New York. And that is a magnificent complex.
It absolutely is. Ned, you have a wonderful Thursday, and I'll see you soon.